Okay, you guys, so we're going to pick up with our next example of using the law of cosines to find a missing angle, okay? So the first thing we're needing to do is to, of course, sketch the diagram. Remember, this is, I'm calling it example 2B, and this is not in your textbook, so make sure you get this down. So we have our new triangle here that is LMN, and the sides are given as follows, 5, 24, and 27. And then we're being asked to find angle L this time. So we want to make sure that as we're finding angle L that we start our formula with the little l squared. And little l, as you know, is the one that is opposite angle L. So we're going to write our formula modified from the a squared, b squared, and c squared version of the law of cosines to what it should be for this example. So that's going to be L squared equals m squared plus n squared minus 2mn cosine of L. And then we're going to plug and chuck. So L squared, we know, we got 24 for L. M is opposite the side of angle M, so we have 27, both of those squared, plus n squared is 5 squared, and then minus 2 times 27 times 5, and then times cosine of our unknown angle L that we want to find. So the next step is to simplify. We have 576. 27 squared comes out to be 729 plus 25. And then minus all of this multiplied, this coefficient in front of the cosine of L is just going to be 270. So remember what we talked about in our last video? We want to make sure we solve for L, but first we have to solve for cosine of L. So we want to move some things around here. We can combine these two constants only, not with this third number, because this third number is glued with multiplication to that cosine of L. So don't forget we're going to need to do subtraction there eventually, but we're going to add those two pieces and get 754. 576 is equal to that, 754 minus still the 270 cosine L. Okay, and then at this point now we can move the 754 over. So if we subtract the 754 from both sides, I'm going to go over here, running out of a little bit of room. We go over and subtract the 754 and we have negative 178, and that is equal to negative 270 cosine of L. So we're almost to the point where cosine of L is now almost by itself. So what we want to do now is we want to divide by that negative 270. And then cosine of L will be all by itself. Negative divided by a negative, remember, we can just leave as positive. So that's 178 over 270. And then L is going to equal, remember, the cosine inverse is what we want to do to undo that cosine function. Remember, it's not cosine times L, remember, it's cosine of L. So if we take the inverse cosine, that's what's going to undo that. And then my calculator is going to be able to help me get an approximation for this. Remember to look for that screenshot video for the trigonometry steps on the TI calculator to figure out how to kind of work through this. But cosine inverse gives me 49 degrees. And that's our second example with law of cosines, but finding an angle that's missing instead of a side. Remember, on the back side of your whisk form, you have a third example that is not given to you as far as a video walking you through it. I want to see what you can do with it, and we'll look at it tomorrow together, and we'll do some more practicing with these types of examples with law of cosine. So good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.